All right, let's just jump right in. Picture this. You're about to sit down for, I don't know, the most important exam of your entire life. Or maybe you're a high-frequency trader about to authorize a $50 million deal. In moments like those, being in exactly the right place isn't just important, it's everything. So what happens when your phone, the device that basically runs your world, can't actually prove you're there?
We've all been there, right? You open your map app, and you're just that classic blue dot floating in a gray void. It thinks you're in the lobby, but nope, you're on the 40th floor. Now, for finding a cup of coffee, that's just a little annoying. But for that high-stakes exam, for that massive trade, that digital uncertainty is way more than an inconvenience. It's a massive, massive liability.
So what's really fascinating here is who built the solution to this problem. Because once you understand the creator, the entire technology just clicks into place. And trust me, it's not who you'd expect.
Let me introduce you to Nitharot Sueththaranan. On one hand, you've got this national-level educator. We're talking over 15 years of experience, a guest lecturer for the Ministry of Education who's reached more than 500,000 students. But then, on the other hand, he's a high-volume individual trader with an investment consultant license who has managed cumulative trades worth over $30 million.
And that's the whole point right there. That completely unique blend of education and high-stakes finance means he isn't just trying to build a better Maps app. No, he's coming at this as a governance expert. He's treating your physical location not as some simple coordinate, but as a verifiable digital asset.
So let's really dig into the core problem he's trying to solve. We're going to see how this thing builds from the flat 2D map on your phone into the 3D reality that, we all actually live in.
This quote just nails the issue perfectly. The GPS system we all rely on, it's an absolute marvel of engineering, but it was designed for wide-open horizontal spaces. Think oceans, think deserts. It was never, ever built for the concrete canyons and the skyscrapers that define our modern world. It fundamentally sees things as flat.
And this brings us to this key concept, vertical sovereignty. Think of it this way. GPS knows you're at the Empire State Building. Great, but vertical sovereignty, well, that's what knows if you're down in the lobby or all the way up on the 102nd floor observation deck. It's about having absolute authority over your altitude.
So how does the system do this? It creates what the technical documents call a digital fence. And this isn't just a circle on a flat map. Oh no, it's a secure, three-dimensional cube in space. If you are inside that cube, on the correct floor, you're in, you get access. But if you're even one single floor below, at the exact same latitude and longitude, you are locked out. Simple as that.
So the big question is, how does it actually work without needing military-grade satellites to punch through concrete roofs? The answer is this incredibly clever three-part system that works in perfect sync.
It's really a trinity of verification. First, it senses the totally unique environment of the room you're in. Second, it records that specific location in a way that is literally impossible to change. And third, it verifies that the person holding the device is the correct, living, breathing human being.
Okay, let's start with part one, the ambient signal tuner. Instead of looking up to the sky for a satellite signal, it listens down into the invisible storm of signals that's already swirling all around you in the room. It uses the building's own Wi-Fi, its Bluetooth, even the magnetic fields coming off the steel beams to read the unique fingerprint of that one specific space. It's kind of like a form of digital echolocation.
Now, once it knows exactly where you are, the vertical sovereignty logic kicks in. It takes that verified location and locks it onto a blockchain. And this is so critical because it creates a permanent, tamper-proof, auditable record. It really is like setting the proof in digital concrete. Regulators, universities, they could check that location years from now, and the record would be completely unchangeable.
Okay, but wait. What if you just hand your phone to your buddy to take the test for you, right? A classic relay attack. Well, that's where this third and honestly kind of futuristic layer comes in. Biokinetic authentication. See, your phone's sensors, they're so incredibly sensitive they can actually feel the unique way you hold it. We're talking about the tiny unconscious microtremors in your hand. They create a pattern as unique as your fingerprint. So it's not just verifying a person is there, it's verifying the right person is there. It's a biological lock to stop fraud in its tracks.
And this brings us right back around, full circle, to the creator's whole purpose. This isn't just cool tech for the sake of cool tech. The entire system is built inside an environmental, social, and governance, an ESG framework.
Let's just break that down real quick. From a governance perspective, it creates undeniable proof of attendance, which closes that trust gap that can sometimes devalue online degrees. Socially, it's all about equity. It protects your data sovereignty, and it means people in dense cities with terrible GPS signals get the same shot as everyone else. And environmentally, well, the impact is huge because it avoids creating a ton of e-waste by using the infrastructure that is already there.
I mean, the environmental angle here is just massive. This is what you call software-defined infrastructure. It doesn't require installing thousands of new plastic beacons or running miles and miles of new wire. Nope, it uses the Wi-Fi, the steel beams, and the phone that are already there. It literally upgrades a building's capabilities with code, not with concrete.
So just think about how far we've come in just a few minutes. We started with a little blue dot floating in space. And now we have a system that uses a room's invisible hum, a blockchain's unbreakable certainty, and your body's own unique movements to prove that you are who you say you are, exactly where you say you are.
What we're seeing here is a fundamental evolution in how we verify identity. For years, it's been about something you know, like a password. Then it became something you have, like your fingerprint. Now it's shifting to something you are, or maybe more accurately, how you behave. It's a whole new world of behavioral biometrics.
And that really leaves us with one last big question to chew on. If our unique, subtle movements, our kinetic patterns, become the key to verifying our identity and unlocking our digital lives, does our physical behavior basically become our new password? And what does it mean for our privacy when the way you walk across a room becomes just as trackable and just as critical as your destination itself?